Okay, let's start off going over PAN 13, which is the newest one that we're going to be working on. It's just scientific notation with word problems and multiplying and dividing. I'll just put that. Okay, the first question, CLC, are going to be multiplication. They're going to look a lot of different ways, but the main way you're going to see it is written like this. You're going to type it into the calculator while in scientific, and you're going to get an answer that looks like this. If you're not in scientific, it should still give you the answer. You're just going to have to make sure that you're on it before you start. The next one, maybe you got a question like this. Type it into the calculator, and you'll get 6 times 10 to the ninth. That one you might have to be in scientific, or else the calculator might give you the normal notation. So watch out on that. If you're online, you can't really type it into the calculator because you're not going to have it. So you're going to have to go to the Desmos calculator that I have a link to on the classroom, and then you get the answer on there, and then you type that into the converter, the scientific notation converter, which is also on the classroom. Either way, that's about all there is for scientific notation, multiplication, and move on to division. Okay. Still going to be typing these into the calculator. These ones look a tiny bit different. I'm going to do one that has multiplication in it as well because that's more likely what you're going to be dealing with. Okay, you can type this whole thing into the calculator. You're going to have to press the fraction button first if you're using the one in class. If you're using the Desmos one, there's a fraction button on the website. Either way, you type that in, make sure you put all the parentheses, and then press enter, and you should get an answer that's 6.8832 times 10 to the fourth. We're just going to call that 6.9 times 10 to the fourth. So you want to use the calculator to get anything done that looks like this. You don't really want to waste your time doing that by hand. It's going to take a little while, and it's really not worth it. So make sure you're using the calculator as much as possible. Again, if you're online, then you're going to use Desmos. You're going to get your answer, and then you put it into the scientific notation converter. You can find those both on the classroom, so make sure you check it out. The last thing you're going to deal with is the actual word problems. You won't see a lot of these, but when you do, you'll know what they are because they're all going to be pretty similar. We'll do one that says that the speed of light is, we'll say meters per second. We'll say it's 3.0 times 10 to the 8 meters per second. So then we're going to say that, oh, that it takes, I'll say it takes the light 1 hour to reach a star. And then a question might be, how far away is the star? And they'll probably tell you that 1 hour is 3.6 times 10 to the 3. Oh, seconds. There we go. Sorry about that. Okay. So, there's some stuff to pay attention to. The first thing is the 3.0 times 10 to the 8 meters per second. Second is how long it's going to be going that fast, which just says it's going to be 1 hour. And then it also tells you how long 1 hour is in seconds. That one's important just because seconds is on there twice. There and up here. Okay, so that's probably all the information you need. The question you're trying to answer is, oh, how far away it is. I could do better. Is okay. I'm gonna give up. Is how far it is. So to answer how far away it is, you're gonna probably want to multiply, and I'll talk about why afterwards. What you're gonna be multiplying is the two numbers, is the speed of light, and then how long speed of light is, or how long light is traveling. It's going at that speed, and it's gonna go at that speed for 3.6 times 10 to the 3 seconds. Multiply those together, and you get 1.08 times 10 to the 12th meters. The reason it's meters, if you care, is from the units. I'm going to put because. The first one is meters per second. The second one is just seconds. When you multiply those together, the amount of seconds goes away. I'm going to use a different color for that. And then the answer you get is just how many meters. And that's what they were looking for. Okay. Last thing is one more word problem. Sorry, these are the most boring, but it's good to know. It's at least good to see an example worked out so you don't have to keep guessing on how to do it. So the first one I'll do, it's going to be a division word problem. You don't really know that until after you get started and you're done. Say a computer has 2 times 10 to the 12th bytes of storage. That's just how much space the computer has. So we're going to say that a song takes 5 times 10 to the 6th bytes per song. All right. And then the question is going to be how many songs can the computer hold? I guess can the computer, yeah, we'll just say hold. Okay. The important stuff is this 2 times 10 to the 12th bytes. Also important is how many bytes are used per song, and that's going to help you answer the question of how many songs are on there. Try to do that one more time. Okay. It's going to answer how many songs are on the computer or could be on the computer if you wanted to fill it up with songs. So to do that, you're going to divide this. That is, let's divide the 2, we'll call it 2.0 times 10 to the 12th divided by 5.0, or you could just write 5, doesn't matter. Once you divide those out, you're going to get 4 times 10 to the 5th songs. You could type that into the calculator if you don't want to do it by hand. I probably wouldn't want to do it by hand, so type it in, and you should end up with the same answer there. The reason I'll put, another because on the top you've got an amount of bytes, and you're dividing it by an amount of bytes per song. When you divide those, if you know how to divide fractions, you flip the bottom one, you keep the first one, and you flip the bottom one. So we're going to multiply times the amount of songs over bytes. When you do that, you're looking at something that happened on the last one, where the amount of bytes goes away, and then you're left with how many songs there are. Either way, that's how you get it done. It's kind of a long process, but that's about everything you need to know for scientific notation, multiplication, and division. Thank you. Email me if you have any questions.